So day one of ECT, and I made it, obviously. So I will tell you how, like, the whole process and how I'm feeling now. So last night I put a patch behind my ear because I tend to have trouble with anesthesia, and they had prescribed me this when I talked to the woman that does the ECT, and I explained that to her before, so she ordered me a patch. I had to put it on the night before, and then I had to stop eating and drinking as of midnight last night, which sucked. I was so thirsty. Oh my God. But my friend brought me to the hospital. I had to check in downstairs, and the people from ECT came down to get me, and actually a few people, like there was like a group of us, and there were four of us in a room, like the curtains separated each of us, but there were four of us total in there, and so I'm trying to think what happened. So I went up. They put like a couple things in my chest and my stomach, like heart monitor, blood pressure cuff, the what do you call it, the pulse monitor, pulse whatever it's called. I'm sorry. And trying to think, what else did we do? I asked a bunch of questions. I wore my clothes. I didn't have to change or anything. I did ask for an adult diaper because I have heard from many people that you often pee your pants. And I thought, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me just wear one just in case. So I changed into that, which was weird. I've never worn one once in my life. I did not pee my pants. So I was very excited about that. I had brought a change of clothes, though, just in case that happened. And so a lot of the time was just, they put in an IV, but a lot of the time was just, waiting, because the four of us were getting it done. Like so finally the first person goes in, and they're in there like 20 minutes maybe, and then they bring them out, and they immediately bring in the next person, and the first person, they start waking them up. You're not asleep very long at all. I was the third person to go in, so it was really kind of a lot of waiting, to be honest. The nurses were all very nice and very helpful and answered all my questions. I did have to, the anesthesiologist speaks to you first, just to get a little background on, like medications you take and all this stuff. So I did talk to the anesthesiologist also about how I have a lot of trouble with anesthesia. And, the hope was, because it's such a small amount they're giving me, because I'm only really out for 5 minutes, that I'd be okay. But he did give me Zofran with it, and I still woke up nauseous. I just don't do well with anesthesia. So I talked to him, and then the doctor that was going to administer it came and talked to me. And ironically, he was my psychiatrist for 10 years. I mean, I knew he still worked at the hospital, but I didn't realize he was going to be the one doing it. So it was nice to at least know the person, So I talked to him a little bit, and then I just waited. I waited my turn. So eventually it was my turn. They brought me in, hooked me up to a couple of things, and then they said, we're going to put oxygen over your face. And they said, I just administered, I'm trying to remember if it was I think it was the muscle relaxer. They do give you like a muscle relaxer because it makes it, you'll have less pain when you wake up. And there's like gel in my hair. So they do put like gel. So initially my treatments are unilateral, which means only one side of my head. If that doesn't work, they can go bilateral, but I don't know that I want to do that because there's more side effects. Anyway, so they kind of clean off the area of where they're going to be putting these electrodes or whatever they do, and they put like gel in your hair. So right now my hair is just crunchy. There's some sort of gel that they put on, in the spots that they're putting these things. But, you know, within minutes of like breathing the oxygen and whatever they did, I mean, I was out. I don't think I was awake in the actual room, the procedure room, more than a minute or two. And I didn't even realize I had it done because I was suddenly sitting there again out in the room, like I was laying there in the gurney out in the room I had originally gone up to. And the nurse was by me, and I said, when am I going in? And she said, you already had it done. And I'm like, holy shit, the whole thing's so fast. And you don't even, you almost don't even realize it happened. So I like immediately forgot the few minutes before I went in that I even had went in. I mean, I remember now talking about it, but I was like, I did? She's like, yeah, you did. So they, as soon as you're awake, they call you a ride, and they wheeled me downstairs, and my friend came to pick me up. I definitely had not, the first half hour I had a fair amount of nausea, but that's not going to happen for everyone. That's just me. I'm so sensitive. I was wobbly. I was unsteady. They had to help me into the car. I was a little, you know, when they say confusion, I hate when people say, oh, you get confusion after, because I was like, well, what do you mean? Am I going to not know where I am or who I am? And they're like, no, not that. You might just be a little out of it and, you know, forget a few things. And I did. I was in the car with my friend, and I couldn't have told you where I lived. And I had a feeling that might happen because I only moved in here a week ago. So it's not like it was a long-term memory of, we know where we live, right? Because we tend to live places for years. But I've only been here a week. So I was trying my hardest to remember where the hell I lived. But she knew where I lived, so obviously it wasn't a problem. We stopped on the way home for Diet Coke, of course. And she stopped to pick me up some crackers to try to settle my stomach. And then she walked me in my apartment because I just didn't feel... I was still a little nervous about falling down. She made sure I was settled inside. I tried to eat crackers, but my mouth is so dry from not drinking for so long that I actually started choking on a cracker, and I was eating tiny bits. So I was like, this was a bad idea. So I've had a bunch to drink, but my mouth is still pasty dry. And I've been laying down for like about 2 hours now, just in my bed. I don't know that I fell asleep, but I'm just kind of in and out resting. But it was funny when I walked in the apartment and I saw my cats. It was almost like, my cats. It was almost like I forgot I had cats for a second. It's just wild. But we'll see how the days ahead go with my memory. My plan is to just take it one treatment at a time and see how it goes. But I feel okay. I feel okay right now. I'm going to wash all this crap out in the morning. And I am going to go eat some soup because I haven't had a meal since last night at 5 o'clock. But that was today. And anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. But, just getting through the first one was a big thing. It's a long time coming. This was 2 months of anticipation about this. Anyway, sorry this was so long, but I hope it was helpful. And I've had some people in here talk about being, some people have asked me questions about they're concerned about their age and that, ECT, will I have trouble with my heart? Because I had the same question. I was like, look, I am an obese 50-year-old woman with a lot of heart disease in my family. I was afraid about the whole heart thing, but ECT is commonly used in people over 60. It's actually one of the safer treatments. Not perfect. Everything has a risk, but I would encourage you, if you are older and you're curious about ECT, just go talk to your doctor about it. Just ask the questions. They'll let you know if you're an appropriate candidate for it. So, anyway, have a good night.